Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I've been busy. I was getting married and I'm working on a wedding video right now and I will have that up eventually. But you know, it's special. I want to spend time making it look really nice, so it'll come up soon. But in the meantime, this is going to be a pretty short video. I just wanted to give my latest results from my blood work. So I'm undetectable, which is typical. I had a blip a long time ago and we kind of like related it to my Montezuma's revenge when I had gone to Mexico, but I haven't had any issues since. There was one little time that it went up a little bit, but these aren't reasons to ever feel like they're going to be a reason for transmission. And well, if you know me, you know how I feel about female transmission as it is, but blips have never been, they're inconsequential in terms of transmission, and meaning that in all the studies that were done, in regards to U equals U, there wasn't a transmission at all. And so blips were inconsequential, meaning there were blips that happened and none of them ever resulted in a transmission. So, okay, so that's that. I'm undetectable and that's fine. But I wanted to report something that I didn't really know, that this information wasn't already what I thought it was. So that doesn't make any sense. But what my doctor explained to me, and she held my results for me. Usually she releases them to me and I get them before I get to my appointment, because I usually do my blood work like a week, 8 days in advance before the appointment. So when I get to the appointment, we can talk about my blood work. But, and usually she always releases the, my viral load and my CD4, but this time she didn't release either of those. And I was like, that's so weird. I wonder why. So it was because she wanted, well, the viral load was undetectable, which was fine, but she wanted to talk to me in person about my CD4. So my CD4 cells, when I was diagnosed, I think it was 84 was what I was at. And, they've fluctuated up and down. I think my highest has been in the maybe mid 400s. So I finally have reached above 490. I am now at 509. And according to their tests, they consider that a normal range. And what that means is that I am now just like anybody else with HIV in terms of life expectancy. And there's been studies done in regards to this that support that once you're above, it's interesting because for their testing, it's 490 to 1740. And that's what it says right here. I hope I'm pointing this at I can't even see what I'm pointing it at, but hopefully you can see. So I'm at 509, anywhere between 490 and 1740, is considered normal. And so the one thing that she said also is that I don't have anything flagged. And she said, it's not abnormal to have some little things flagged here and there in your blood. She goes, but you have nothing flagged. She goes, your blood is absolutely, totally healthy, completely normal. And you are now just like anybody else without HIV in regards to your lifespan, that you will live just as long as somebody who doesn't have HIV. And so it's funny because a lot of people, and I wanted to clarify this, a lot of people say to me, yeah, as long as you have a good diet and you do this and that, then you'll live longer. And I'm like, well, yes, but those things don't affect my ARV. My ARV does its job all by itself, regardless of what I do to my body and how I treat it. So before I ever had HIV, I would still live this way. I would eat healthy. I don't drink very often, very rarely. I don't do drugs, and I exercise. So those were all like, and I have good mental health, and I sleep, and I try to do all these things that would have helped me with my longevity already. But now I have HIV, and of course I still will do those things, and all of those things will help me live a longer life as long as I don't get run over by a truck. But those things will all still contribute to me having a long life. But now my CD4 count is going to be also in that package as far as helping me live a regular long life. But as far as being undetectable, that would have happened regardless of those other factors. So I could be an alcoholic and be doing drugs, but as long as I'm taking my medication, I would still be undetectable. It doesn't interfere with the medication, but those other things, if you're not being healthy, can interfere with your CD4 count. So let's say you have a terrible diet and you have mental health issues and you're constantly depressed and there's stress on your body, all of those things can factor into your CD4 count. They really can. So stress is a huge thing that factors into, you know, your physical being. It really can affect your physical being. So my best suggestion for, you know, everybody out there is to, you know, get help if you need it, and try to follow the healthiest life you can. But you know, it's always easier said than done, but it's just kind of the way I've always been. So anyways, it's great news. I'm going to be around a long time. I'm definitely in the running for my 80s, and I'm going to go for it. Eric thinks that he's going to die a lot sooner. I don't know why, and I hate that he thinks that, but I told him he better stick around and be with me in my 80s because I need someone to skate with. Okay, that's it for now. Yay, my CD4 is at 509. I'm so stoked. But, oh, and another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't think I mentioned this. The studies, she just wrote to me because I said, can you provide a few studies for me? And I'll link them in this video. I just said, can you just give me a few? Because people will ask for sure, like, what supports this knowledge. And she said that, is it on this? No, that's on this one. She says, okay, so she gives me two. One's from NCBI, I don't know what that is, .gov, and then there's an AIDS map, life expectancy now near normal in people with CD4 counts over 350. So a year after starting therapy. So this study is for 350. If you make it to 350, they're saying that you have a normal life expectancy. But for her testing through her lab, they consider 490 to 1740 the normal range. So she said one thing that's interesting, these studies use a cutoff of 350. She puts an exclamation point because that was a surprise to her, I think. She says, I was always under the impression it was in the normal range, which is greater than 490 for our lab test. So I guess I've been above 350 for a while. So I've been, according to these studies, already in the normal range. So anyways, great news, and I'm so glad. It really is a great thing. And I hope that anybody who worries about, you know, their life expectancy with HIV, they can know that it really is considered pretty normal once you're above 350. So, okay, that's it. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll be back soon, hopefully with a wedding video. Bye, guys. I'm married.